Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus again. Still, I'm here again on that mission of trying to wake we the people up so we can live. In America, the turmoils that we are going through, that we experience every day, we hear a little bit of it on the main news, just a tidbit of it. But if we want to know more, we go back to cable or some of the social channels, and they go into it deep, give you more information. And what we really find out, ladies and gentlemen, is that right now, with the war going on, about to start, with the what Democrats refer to the liars and the deceivers, the ones that's trying to destroy democracy, on one hand, and on the other hand, you got people who say we're trying to maintain that democracy. And right now, for some strange reason, we all know that when people start lying and doing all that demonic stuff, when I say demonic, I'm talking about stuff that leads to evil, the stuff that causes pain and suffering to other people. That's what I'm referring to. It gets attention. It gets attention, and a lot of people want the Democrats to, fight back with the same old kind of strategy and stuff that the others are using. And for some strange reason, the Democrats seems to hold up, don't want to go that deep yet because they want to pretend as if they're better than that. Same reason Maryland the Department of Justice with Gardner won't go forward because he wants to give the appearance that he's a little bit better than that, when all the same time that is growing and getting empowered by goodness, doing nothing but trying to pretend like it's better. And it wouldn't be so bad if it didn't want to take that same path that evil is taking, if it would take the good path and go on up. But it doesn't want to go on up. It want to stay where it is. For instance, the other day, I heard Miss Clinton make a statement on one news channel, and I think she had gone to New York, had something to do with the Democratic Party, and she was making a speech. And she said something to the effect about now that Trump is going through all this trouble, every time he gets in trouble, her name comes up. After all of this time, she talked about the Republicans and that do nothing as the liars, talk about how they're talking about standing up for family and family values, and yet they do nothing to help the kids who need assistance, don't help the parents who need assistance. They just close their eyes on everything. She talked about them so bad she used some of their own medicine. And it just woke people up. I mean, they was excited about it. They're so excited about it, in fact, that they are suggesting perhaps that since Biden's numbers are so low, and if he can't get them up, chances are he would be probably defeated in the upcoming election if he decided to stay in. And if he decided not to, that the vice president, Miss Harris, they don't even want to consider her. They say she's less than he is. Naturally, she's black. Gotta be less than he is. And so Miss Clinton is back again to what? The white power. Now, all of a sudden, just because she made this statement, you got the people in the Democratic power structure referring to her as the only possible chance to defeat a Republican candidate in a 24 election, whether it's Trump or anybody else. And I heard one guy says that she's the only woman in the country, or only person. I'm thinking that is absolutely pathetic. And you see the game that people play. Same old game that people play. All of a sudden, a little excitement is coming about how can people get punch, and that can make money, sell, make money, punch over here, punch over there, punch. But nobody is talking about the pain and suffering being eliminated that we as people go through. The same pain and suffering that those who follow Trump say they were enduring. The same thing is a failure all over the world, because people don't want to do the right things. And that means we, the people here in America. So thinking about getting Miss Clinton back again, she's already taken that road. Just because she made a few dynamic pieces of sparks the other day, don't think that other stuff is gone away. And it can be used, and it will be used. Not only that, don't think that black people are not going to be insulted if you try to pull that game. again. No, don't. See, what happening, ladies and gentlemen, is again, all the confusion, all the mix-up, all of the stuff that I'm just mentioning right now, I'm sure you're thinking about it too. But what is it? What does it do? It does nothing to advance humanity. You switch the rules. You switch the game players. The same thing, you're not going outside of that. And so what we've had is the same thing that we got. And rather than go forward, we're ready to go back. And I say to you, I say this bluntly. There is not a white person, and you can challenge me. There is not a white person in America that can give you plans, give you a proposal, give you a view of a situation where in America everybody can be employed, can give you a view where everybody can experience peace and prosperity and freedom and joy of life and the fulfillment of their dreams. That those things that are essential for survival are guaranteed to everybody in such an abundance that no one would have to lie, cheat, or steal. There is not a white person in America that can explain that to you. No, not one. Not one. I know I never heard of one. And let me say this. Just in case I am wrong, just in case there is somebody, won't be permitted to make it known. Why? Because what it does is a threat to white supremacy. See, if things can be better, then why not be better? So they don't want you to know that things can be better. That's why they don't want you to know the truth. So they can repeat the stuff that they used to use because you don't know it and they do. So they said it worked before, it'll work again. So what am I saying to you? I am saying to you this. That to a degree, all people got a certain amount of goodness in them. All people. All of us. To a degree, all people, all of us got a certain amount of the opposite in us. And each and every last one of us got choice. The choices that we make usually reflects that which we have been exposed to and accepted as appropriate. Now, depending upon how that action reflects or interacts with other actions in a system that's designed to produce a certain kind of thing, there might be a conflict here, there might be a conflict there. But how do you resolve it? How do you resolve it? That's the key question. Should it be resolved? Who and that does it benefit? And is it necessary? If it isn't, you know what happens. If it is, who does it hurt? Who does it hurt? That's your problem. That's where you got to go. Find out from them why it hurts, how it hurts, how much it hurts. Find out from them what would it take to take away the pain. And come back to the table and reevaluate what you're doing. And introduce through your reevaluation that what you've learned. And let's see where that takes us. It has to take us, ladies and gentlemen, absent the pain, absent the suffering. If it doesn't, it cannot exist because it is not of truth, it is not of love, and it is not the best that human beings can be, one unto the other. Now, I'm saying this kind of stuff like I'm preaching without using scriptures. You see, I don't have too much against scripture. I grew up in that. I used to use that all along. But I also understand that when I speak about the 20th, let's say that back in the 20s, if I speak about that, it might sound interesting, but you really can't relate. If I speak about 1917, you can imagine, but you can't really relate. But if I speak about last year, you can. So if I can understand what happened in the beginning, in the middle, and see that it is the same thing today, that I don't have to go back there. I can stay right here. Because what it took back then to bring peace, it takes that today. And what was that? It took the truth. It took an adherence to the truth. If it doesn't exist, you'll know it, because peace doesn't exist. And anybody that says that, well, I'm okay, you lying, you've been tricked to think that you are okay. See, the message is this. If you get on the right track, you got to stay on the right track. You can't have one foot in the right track and the other one in the wrong track. You step in right track, right track, wrong. No, you can't do that. You can't do that. So if you're on the right track, every step you make got to be on the right track. That's why you're on the right track. To shine. To shine. The right track. And in so doing, consequences occur. Sometimes people wake up, things get a little brighter, help people through the next generation, maybe. You might get killed. Definitely, you probably, if you're having any effect, you're gonna get killed. I mean, real effect. Now somebody say, oh, well, there's so many things that you can do that won't require you to get killed. You know, like for instance, you can open up a shelter. You can, let's see, what else? A mission. You can open that up. Well, what does that do? That tells you that does not open up nothing in the darkness. The darkness knows that does nothing. That's goodness, though. This is that part of what they call goodness, that helps evil to prevail, because it does nothing but sit there. Just sit there. Evil permits it because it just sits there. Now, if they took what they supposed to do, just imagine, if they took what they supposed to do right there and turned into making steps in the darkness, so that those who come to them for this particular service get stopped way back there. Wow. Why? Things start changing. And that be something. Because God getting glory now. Why? Because the pain and suffering is being eliminated. Somebody said, well, they come get a sandwich. They can sleep tonight. That's eliminating pain and suffering. But they get up and go right back into it. Whew. Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I think I've been here long enough, and maybe, hopefully, have entertained you enough. I'll be back a little bit later on with something a little bit more committed to the cause that we're going through. But it's been a pleasure, and I want to thank you so very much. Until next time, Eddie Marcus say goodbye.